That's Bison and Roosbar crashing in SnowRunner. So they will not be driving safe. They will be
Oh.
getting multiple levels. Hello, hello, hello. That intro's shorter than I remember. Hello, my name is Kevin. We are Dirty 20 Gaming, and it's Friday. That means the mayhem will ensue in large. Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, the mayhem will ensue in large amounts this evening. I better stop that before I make myself ill. Tonight, the Friday night fun shots. We have once again we're using a Grant Howitt game, Havoc Brigade. The title, most of it is behind me except for bad editing. It's also on the Twitch screen there too. Havoc Brigade was Grant Howitt's idea. When we came to choosing characters tonight, because in this game there are pre-generated characters, a brilliant, life-shatteringly brilliant decision was made. And all of the players tonight, all three of them, will be playing a group of 6 goblins each. So there are going to be 18 goblins crashing about this wonderful, wonderful city that Grant made, Freeburg. I've already destroyed Freeburg 3 times using this game, so the most rebuilt city in one-shot land for sure. But we are using Roll20 as our virtual tabletop for this evening's event, so all the rolls and whatnot that you see over here will be from that source. The imagery is either from Pixabay or from the game art itself. Talking about the game art, you can get a tremendous amount of Grant stuff at itch.io. A lot of it is either free or pay what you can. The rest of them are worth it. So you should support him very, very much. He's also out there on Twitter. He does amazing work. One-shot RPGs that you can play with friends with zero prep. Anyway, a lot of nuggets later. Let us dive right in with these wonderful people. As I said, we're all playing goblins tonight, so we have some introductions to do here. Let us start with Sans playing goblins for us today. I know you are a actorly person who also streams and does other things. Tell us about what you're doing. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, because a lot of things are changing in the background. I'm on an off-stream game, and our DM is sitting here, so I'm over at the Scarred Adventurer, or I will be when I'm done with this current project.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I know you're busy. That's why I like to. I know I can go to you because you got all kinds of stuff. What's what's the latest stuff that's actually out there that people can see?
It's not yet.
Okay, what's the next thing that's coming out that you're allowed to talk about? No? Okay, you got a lot of stuff on the go, and it's all hyper secret because in the actual reality, you're actually a CIA operative, and I almost blew your cover. I'll just move on.
Yes, please.
Playing more goblins for us tonight. We have Jellycat. Thank you so much, and I have to say, the mask. I love the mask. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And where can we find you when you're not here?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Jelly the Ghost Cat. There I usually draw cute things, and sometimes I go back to drawing surreal things, like I say I do.
Speaking of surreal things, you seem to have a watcher tonight. It's very, just ever so slightly creepy down there behind your table. All right. Which brings us to playing some goblins, because we have to be able to tell them apart somehow. Goblins tonight will be played by Nick. Part of what you do was already been sort of foreshadowed a little bit ago, but fill us in on that.
Has a bit. So I DM a campaign on some Wednesdays. We're on one of those every other Wednesday kind of schedules.
Yep.
But what that does mean is that we can spend 3 hours in a session roughly, and then we can spend 3 hours outside of a session just talking normally.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing how friendship is a part of role playing. That's weird how that works. It's odd.
I mean, we friendly talk back and forth. We talk about, hey, this would be really terrible if it were to happen to a character, and it's like, it probably won't. What's on the docket? It's fine.
No, it's really not fun.
We're on stream. It's okay. Anyway, so when I'm not doing that, I am student at university, and I'm also a tutor for them as well. So that is
Excellent.
what I do for the full time.
That sounds like, yeah, that is so much more full time than me. I hang around here at least 3, sometimes 4 nights a week and play games at various levels of foolishness. We've got a couple series actually wrapping up within the next. We got 2 weeks left, I think, of our two current series. Timely interventions. Our time traveling detectives are no longer detectiving, and they're no longer time traveling. They are lost in the world of fictions. And our Corsairs of the Cosmos are standing inside the boss mansion, and they just got called to war. So those 2 series, 2 weeks left, so we're going to see what happens with those, and then a bit of a break where Scar's going to fill in with some superhero gaming for us, and then we'll be back with 2 new series that I'll talk about as we get closer to them. That's enough of that. That's like 5 whole minutes of stuff that isn't the game. So let's get to this game. The city of Freiburg is probably the most abused piece of real estate in FunSHot land. Just me and this group, these people on Friday nights have destroyed it 3 times in the last 4 months. And others have done the same. It's mayhem. But they've had some time off. They have rebuilt. They have built defenses, huge walls to prevent the orcs from returning. Never again will the Havoc Brigade infest this city. And in the middle of this beautiful city, downtown, right in the market square, because all underground sewer systems in the entire universe are connected. A loosely knit group of 18 goblins steps from one universe into another, looks up, and sees the universal sign of human habitation, or at least habitation. A manhole from the bottom, with just a couple pokes of light shining through. You hear above you the hustle and bustle of a major town. Sounds lovely. Sounds like it's full of tasty dumpsters full of food and all kinds of other wonderful things that goblins enjoy ever so much. So, looking up the rock walls, which are absolutely no problem for your scaly little goblin fingers and toes to climb. What, for the first, but certainly not the last time tonight, what do you do? Apparently all cower at the bottom of the wall. Who's making the first move? Goblins, globlins, or goblins? You said you made a noise. You're first. Go.
Yep. My little guys are gonna be like, all right, this is the plan. And so they build a ladder using their arms, and so they kind of climb up each other.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So, dunk, 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 dunk. And actually, you all have the same. You all have the same 6 goblins in your group. It's weird. There was only 1 character sheet, and I didn't have time to create 18 more names or 12 more names. So, what is the name of the boss of this group? Because he's going to be the one that's on the top, right? Is it Stinky Pete?
Yes.
Did I remember that? Okay, Stinky Pete, because that's the guy you want at the top with his feet on your shoulders. Stinky Pete is standing at the top, and he's got his hands up against the bottom of the manhole, person hole cover, and he just give me 1 die. Roll some dice. Roll 1, because you got no help with this right now. Oh. Stinky Pete goes and starts to sweat. And the acid pouring out of that sweat goes unnoticed past him. And it starts to actually rot the material of the manhole cover. And it actually starts to drip past you and down amongst the others. The other two, let's go with more goblins. You are at the bottom, and it's starting to... like manhole, the manhole cover bits are not the worst part of this. I mean, you're a goblin, and you're 6 goblins, and this is kind of nasty. What do you do? There is a goblin ladder right in front of you.
Straight through the wall. We're gonna try to go straight through the wall this time. I'm going up there. There's stuff dripping down there. We're gonna go straight through that wall.
So you're heading for the surface then?
Yes.
Absolutely. I said you guys could climb up, so you climb right up there, and by the time you get there, yeah, the cover is now melted in the middle and starting to droop. So there is a perfect goblin space hole, because goblins, much like octopi, can get through tiny holes as long as there's stuff that they want on the other side. So you just sort of pop, 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 pop. The first 6 goblins pop up in the middle of the market square, in the middle of the afternoon. And you just have time to go, wow, when you are very nearly bowled down by a tiny upturned chamber pot. And as it goes past at that speed, you're pretty sure you heard it giggling. And then 3 more. And you realize as you look around, you are standing in the middle of an oval racetrack. And there's about 40 chamber pots, giggling, exploding, and traveling at incredibly high speed around this track. It's Goblin NASCAR. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try and jump on them. I'm gonna jump on them.
Oh, I love this. Give me, are you going to, now, this is where we talk about the mechanics. You can, if you just want to just straight up leap on each of them, I'm going to get each one of your 6 goblins to roll 1 die. On a 4, 5, or 6, they do it. On a 1, 2, or 3, they're going to take a wound. But if you can think of any way to use any of that, each of your groups has a pile of stuff in a bag. And anytime you can figure out how to use one of those things, it immediately destroys it in the process. But you can add a die for everything you choose. So you have 6 goblins to choose from. How many of them? Are all 6 of them going for it?
Yeah, all 6 of them are going for it.
For the NASCAR fans out there, there are 42 upturned chamber pots. That's a full field. Going in a banked oval around this field. So, would you like to use any of your equipment at this point?
Okay, yes. So, I'm gonna throw a brick and a sock in the way of these chamber pots.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use the book with most of the pages missing. I'm gonna chuck it at one of them.
Okay. So that's 3. So, of your 6 rolls, 3 of them you can roll 2 dice, and 3 of them you can roll 1 so far. If that works for you, does that make sense?
3 of them I can roll 2.
Yep.
And then one of them.
And
wait.
then the other 3 you can roll 1. Because there's 6 altogether.
So 3 I can roll 2.
Yep. So the boss. I'm assuming he's going to roll 2. Oh. Your version of Stinky Pete is now surfing on top of one of the chamber pots. All right. Next. Oh. Inspired by his boss's skills, the next one leaps on and has to put one hand down, but is still in a 3-point stance, looking heroic. Chasing down Stinky Pete. Next. 1 success. Yeah. Hugging it with the feet dragging out behind, but on. Down the road. So 3 for 3 so far. Now for these ones only get 1. Oh, same thing. Yeah, another hugger.
Yep.
2 more. Oh, wow. They're all hugging so far. The last one. Wow. What a spectacularly talented... You have just turned Goblin NASCAR into Goblin NASCAR with jockeys. Which is weird, because there's a goblin in, unbeknownst to you. Actually, now all 6 of yours are mounted. You can hear inside the chamber pot. Each one of them has a goblin inside driving it. And now that you're on it, you can kind of look. There's 2 little eye holes in the front, and there's an exhaust port in the back, and there's just an endless series of explosions coming out of the back. and you're just the eye blisteringly fast. Just the wind is just. The crowd is going nuts, just going insane.
You sure this isn't a good way?
Oh yes, oh yeah. But I'm also going to add one to the suspicion pool now that you mention it. So, with that, the goblins have acted. More goblins have acted. Now the goblins, the ones who can't even spell who they are. What did they do? You're still down at the
It's
bottom of
because
the
you
hole. All this
assume
fun's
that they are
happening up
normal
there.
goblins, which I will get to.
Okay, correct me. I love it being wrong.
Yes.
What do you do?
Being goblins, they're actually fairly nocturnal. Because
Oh,
the issue
okay.
is, in the daylight, if they stay out for too long, when they try to go in the dark, they glow.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so we have goblins.
Right.
So because they see the sunlight above them, what they're going to look for is they're looking for something that looks like it might be like the foundation of a building.
Yep.
Or something because they want to go in, a way that they don't necessarily have to be in the sunlight.
Oh,
So they might go, a little bit further down.
Yep. So
And
yes,
they-
you start looking around. Yep, absolutely. Give me.
This is Globinet is the leader of this group.
Okay, gotcha. Give me. Just roll one die for me. This is not a thing that you could use stuff for. This is just if you see it coming or whether it surprises you out of nowhere. Nope.
Must be Wednesday.
Absolutely not. The goblins. I mean, the word glob has sort of connotations, kind of like melty and sort of green and transparent, and especially because you said they're glow in the dark. Are they sort of that weird off-white color
yes.
that almost has a bit of green to it? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So you're creeping. I mean, that's just creepy. Underground in the dark, you don't quite glow because you haven't
Well,
been in
actually,
the
no.
sun.
The worst part is one of them was like a little bit because they had to look up to see the sun. So there's like a little like line of green.
Just like half a face is glowing, and the rest of them have got one eye closed to avoid the glare. Thank you. You find a basement, and you step out from behind keg after keg after keg after keg of beer. It's really strong beer. Like you can feel the kegs themselves are drunk. They're singing quietly to themselves. Like this inanimate objects are getting drunk around it. So therefore, it must be a dwarven bar upstairs. There is a rack at the door that you just came in, because it is actually a door now, because I just decided. And beside it there is a rack of various size sunglasses. For your convenience, it says, please don't steal.
Please don't steal. Okay. So the
In other
more
words,
sneaky
you're
of the-
you're free to take them while you're here, but put them back when you go back. But they are 6 pairs, but they're all different sizes. So there's like a troll size, human size. Yeah.
Well, the problem is, the cleric upon walking in the room has already gone under one of the kegs.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So he doesn't even they don't even know what's going on.
Yep.
And I mean, they're like talking about gods that that even the rest of the goblins are like, we don't talk about them anymore. But sure. So we got that going on. The cook is partially trying to figure out the recipe, so he's being a little bit more careful, but still probably more than he probably should. And those are the only 2 that are really drinking.
Yep. Okay.
The sneaky one takes a pair of sunglasses and takes a pair for the chef when he decides that he finally wants to leave.
Right.
Although
As you
the
get that all sorted out, the door at the top of the stairs that goes out into what is obviously the bar, you can hear. I mean, it's a dwarven bar. It's raging. It's the middle of the afternoon. It's just going hard. The door slams open, and you see one dwarf, then another, then another, then another, then another. There's a conga line of dwarves coming down the stairs. Dun 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 dun. Just thundering down the stairs towards you. The one at the front goes, "Goblins!"
What are you talking about? Because this one that is sneaky has used the large trench coat and the wig underneath, and the large trench coat to try to cover the others.
Okay.
So he's trying to look like a very large dwarf.
Baby! Dun 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 dun.
I'll take it.
Dun 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 dun. And they start coming right towards you. There, the line goes all the way up the stairs into the bar. There's got to be at least 40 dwarves. Oh, and they're wearing kilts. So from certain angles, this could be, revealing. Yeah, because it's combat boots, yellow and black kilts in a crisscross safety pattern, safety vests, and hard hats is what all the dwarves in this town wear. And they're all in a band.
Wow.
So yes, coming right down the hill, right down the stairs directly at you, and apparently in dwarf you just got flirted with. I'll leave you to process that for a moment. The only people still down underground are actually the goblins. There's a ladder of goblins, and they're all going like, "Are we going? Are like my shoulders? Ouch! Come on."
So
There won't be any garbage left.
Since they are goblins, they're like, they need to cause some panic here because
Yes.
there's not enough panic here.
Yes.
So Sneak Stab is going to take the rubber saw, or not rubber, rusty saw, if I can actually read.
Yeah. I
And,
like
like-
rubber saw too. If that works better, yeah.
And put it up through the hole, trying to catch some tires.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you up there, just brace it. What are the rest of them doing? The other 5.
The other ones are just like holding on to
So
it.
they're just wrapped around them and hanging there like a counterweight. All right. That is the rusty saw. So give me 2 dice. This one's going to actually try and avoid you, so I'm actually going to roll dice for the first time tonight. Boom, boom.
I'm probably.
Yeah, you on the first pass, you just hear, ding, and you kind of like a baseball bat that you hit a post with. You pull it back down, and of course that transfers, so all 6 of your goblins are. You pull it back down, and all the rust is knocked off one side of the saw, but it just bounced off. You can hear more coming. There's 42 of them up there.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep.
6 of
trying.
them were surfers.
We're just gonna try to like tear up some tires.
Okay, give me
And
another
then-
one. Give me another roll. I'll even. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, because I didn't break it, so you can use this one more time. You're only supposed to use them once, but we break the rules all the time. So yeah, you can use the rusty saw one more time. Oh no, that makes sense. This time you stick it up there, and you just hear, bang! And 5 goblins look up. There's no longer a rusty saw, and there's no longer a whatever his name was that was holding on to the rusty saw.
There goes Stab. No, that was
Weirdly,
Stab.
a cheer
That was
goes
Stab?
up from
Okay.
the audience. Woo! What did the rest of them do? You're now down to 5. What did the 5
Here,
of
then
yours
I'm
do?
just, the cleric would be like, I told you just to use the bees.
Well, you guys are still down the hole in the middle of a racetrack. What are you doing?
They're gonna sneak out now and try to just release the bees.
Okay. So that's, yeah, give me 2 dice again. Are you trying to release the bees, like what, into one of the chamber pots, or just in general?
Just in hopes that it will go into the chamber pots and start attacking.
Excellent. Okay. Give me 2 dice again. I only got 1. You got 1 as well. Okay. So yeah, you release the bee. 1. You release the bees. They go up. They see the chamber pot coming, and they go no. Boom, back down in the hole. Poof, right over the hole. The chamber pot goes whistling by, creating suction, sucking all the bees out. Thump. So the bees are now outside on the track, really angry, but not under any specific chamber pot. Cross the bees off your list.
That works.
You still have 3 more of these people to do stuff with if you want. They're still sneaking out of this hole.
Yeah, they're trying
me.
to just
Excuse me.
climb out and I've only watched NASCAR once, so
It doesn't matter. It's just a race car. They're just going around in circles.
Claw into like the middle circle.
So try to get inside? Okay, absolutely. So, any using any stuff to get there?
I don't have any more ideas at the moment.
Okay, no problem. So the three of them just go, crap, and dive for
Would
the
you like a
infield.
suggestion?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Use your moss like a traffic cone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Try to
Remember
get
the
them to go
other
around.
two as well. If somebody fails, you can use a that's dead good and give them a reroll. Or this is a cunning plan. That's what that was. That is exactly what that was. So you mark off a cunning plan off of yours, and you take 2 extra dice, assuming you follow said cunning plan, and you use the moss, so that's 3. So 3 dice. So 4 altogether. And I still only rolled a 2. Oh yeah, I can't beat you. There we go. Do I roll any success? 1 success. Okay. So, yeah. I will modify it slightly. You said it's moss, right? I forgot what it says on there. Is it just a piece of glowing moss?
Soiled moss.
Assorted. So I'm
Assorted
thinking they
moss,
just use
okay.
like the yellow and orange. Just kind of
Yeah,
mark the path.
perfect. You slam that on the ground. It weirdly enough folds out into a flag shape on a stick, and the stick sort of pops up out of the ground and starts to wave frantically back and forth, and it's a yellow flag waving back and forth, and all of the chamber pots start to slow down to the same speed and form up in 2 orderly rows. As they do so, the last 3 goblins down into the infield. As you get to the infield, I don't know if it's better or worse, because now instead of 43 racing chamber pots, you are now amongst 43 groups of mechanics, all looking at you, chewing on big sticks of grass and going, "You don't look like you're from around here." I'll leave you there. More goblins. Where did I leave you? I forget.
One chamber
Well,
pots.
we're now surfing on top of parked
Oh yes,
cars.
right. They start slowing down. So yeah, they start to slow down. So this has gotten really ridiculously easy now. What would you like to do?
I think Bang specifically, he's gonna like sort of look around, and then he's gonna go like, he's gonna take a trench coat. He's gonna take a trench coat out. He's gonna put the fish inside of it, and he's gonna crawl into the window and try to choke the guy in there so he can steal the car.
So that's the coat?
Yeah, that's
always-
the coat and the fish.
And a fish, because you always put a fish in your coat when you're trying to fool somebody.
Oh,
I
definitely.
love it. Yeah, it goes in the pocket, and they're so busy looking at this in the pocket that they don't notice
Yeah.
the lies you're telling them. This makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Down through the tiny hole, which this is canon. I said it earlier. If you want something bad enough, you can go through tiny holes. So you go through one of the eye holes. As you go around the edge of the rapidly slowing pot, you just see a tiny pair of goggles in there. And as you approach one of the holes, it goes, "Oh shit!" and backs up, and you go, "Poof," and you come through the hole, like right there, at another goblin. And he's just like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," as you come through. And pretty soon, as you finish coming through, you're basically sitting on their lap, facing that way. What would you like? In a jacket and a coat. So give me 3 dice, and then we'll decide. We've got them at some disadvantage. I'm only going to give them 1. Okay, so you succeed. What happens?
All right, I'm gonna put the coat, like the fish underneath the coat, so
Yeah.
it smells really bad, and I'm gonna
Oh.
put it over his head
Yeah.
and just hold the fish there until he passes out.
So, yeah.
Just sort of push him aside, take
And you
the
just-
car.
And then you just lift the back and let him ba-dum, out
Yeah.
the back. Whereupon, I said they were in 2 rows, so 21 other cars, or 21 other chamber pots go ba-dum, 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 over the ex-driver of this. Each ba-dum, ba-dum getting slightly smaller than the one before. Till the last guy's just sort of...
Yep.
The yellow flag continues to wave. They continue to move at low speed. How about the rest of your goblins?
The rest of the goblins are gonna abandon ship. They're gonna scatter like the wind.
Absolutely. You just... And because you're a group, you all sort of scatter. I mean, you said scatter, but you sort of scattered like a shotgun, sort of all in one direction. And you realize you're heading into the district of Dwarven Bars, he said leadingly. Speaking of which, in the basement of a Dwarven bar near you, what are you doing? pile of goblins pretending to be a dwarf.
So
Getting
they're
wooed, if that's the right word. Dwarven
well,
style.
they're trying to woo. They're coming off more as wooed.
Yeah. Yeah, which dwarves don't like. They're much more into rock. That's where the band came from, because all dwarves are into hard rock.
So what they're going to do is try to kind of follow along roughly, but what they're trying to do is kind of get out, and what they're trying to figure out is how to get to kind of a different part of the area, because you know what I tell you why they're here?
Sure. Why are they here?
They're here because they found out that one of their envoys that was supposed to be kind of coming to this city to kind of see how it's coming back together, they forgot their lunch.
So
And
you're
then for some
playing-
reason thought that they would send, the best of the best,
Yep.
or at least, my group thinks they are, although they completely forgot to tell the other two groups why, they're here,
Right.
and
Yep.
just figure each kind of has their own reasons for being here, and it's just kind of convenient.
Absolutely.
So they got to figure out how to get to, goblins are kind of good with shoes. They're trying to get, like, the Haberdasher's Row is where they're trying to get to.
Okay.
Whether or not they get here, who knows?
Absolutely. Well, I gotta say, I don't usually put ideas in people's heads, but the easiest way to get a conga line to go anywhere is,
To just go.
or
Take-
lead the conga.
Yeah. You know what? They're
Yeah.
already in disguise. They're going to go
Yep.
for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a couple of your goblins might be slightly weirded out by this, because, like you said, you're 6 goblins pretending to be an orc or something,
Well,
or a dwarf.
the other
Sorry,
awkward
and then-
part is I have like 2 goblins that are definitely drunk in the whole thing too. So
Yep.
it might be like one of the
so
arms is
they're
going a
singing
little
two
funny and
different.
the legs a
You're
little funny
singing
too.
2 different songs while you're doing
Yeah.
this. That's perfectly reasonable. This is a dwarven bar. You're not even the drunkest one in this pile.
Indeed.
But yeah, you sort of spin around, and the dwarven guy grabs what would be your hips, which is 2 different goblins. So it's kind of weird. And you just lead them right back up the stairs. Like, you get that conga S going and get it right back up the stairs, back upstairs into the bar. Dun 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 dun. dun.
If they're gonna follow
Thank
me
you
outside,
so much
they're
for the
gonna come
sub.
outside.
Thank you very, very much. Wow, I just looked over and saw that. Thank you. The undead have subbed to us. What do you? Yeah. So upstairs, bum, 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 out the doors. You realize you're in the dwarven district. You know where this area is. So yeah, you just start leading a conga line of drunken dwarves.
And you know what? If anybody tries to look in, we start getting lost. We're gonna use our dog on a string to kind of get us in the right direction, because he knows where we're
Absolutely.
going.
So you created a thing here. Technically, you're allowed to scavenge in this game. So I'm going to say you scavenged a conga line of dwarves. So you use your conga line of dwarves and your dog on a string to find the goblin who came here without his. Are you his mom? Are the 6 of you his mom?
No, we were sent by his mom.
Okay, sent by his mom to deliver his lunch. Okay. So yes, give me 3 dice.
What do you want? Do you want me to include the large coat and the wig?
Yes, give me 5 dice. We've been using those for a long time, but you never got to roll for them. So you get 5 dice. This means I'm going to take a couple out of the pool here. So I'm going to roll 4. Yeah, by 1. So you your tiny dog. You're looking. Okay, the tiny dog. Is that person's? Is your mom? Their mom sent you, so they sent the dog, because the dog always knows where the kid is. So you just follow the dog, and the dog's sniffing his way through the city. So there's a dog and 6 goblins in a trench coat and a conga line of dwarves, dun 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 dun, right down towards Wharfside and you said Tin Street, right?
We're aiming for Haberdasher, so we're kind of going for Silver.
Okay, so yes, you're heading basically straight south towards the only bridge in the city.
Yes.
The Drunk Dwarfs Parade. Dun, 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 right down the middle of the street, heading for the bridge. Which seems like the perfect spot to cut to. We have more goblins out in the street, right? So yeah, you see this coming towards you, and you recognize these 6 goblins in a trench coat at the front. What are you doing?
Um, join the conga line.
Absolutely, yes. Give me, unless you're going to use any special gear to do so, give me just one die just to see if you can sort of get in near the front. Because typically you're supposed to, unless you just want to join at the rear.
Oh no, we're just gonna join at the rear.
Oh, okay,
They're just
so you
like,
let
oh,
them all
something's
go
happening here.
past.
Let's just follow them.
So you watch the tiny dog, 6 goblins, and 40 drunk dwarves, and at the end you just go, meh, and turn around and dun 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 dun. 6 more goblins join the fun and start to head up the street. Directly towards the Grand Bazaar. The race is now back under green because the flag has fallen apart. Cars racing everywhere, upturned chamber pots everywhere, and trapped in the middle with a bunch of people who are making them uncomfortable. What do 5 goblins do?
The explosion expert is gonna dig through the bag and find the magic wand and just be like, somewhere safe, somewhere safe.
And 2 dice. I'm not even going to resist.
He's trying to take everyone with him.
Yep, he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to do. We'll see what happens. Thank you. Thank you. I know you're like, oh no, 0 successes. No. Somewhere safe, somewhere safe.
I'm gonna say that's a dead good plan.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You get to re-roll because for a split second, as the race careens on headlong, somewhere unsafe, each of you appeared on top of a fast-moving, upturned race pot. But a dead good plan was called. Time morphed. Everything backed up. Roll again. 1 success. Okay. One of so the one with the wand. This is how we destroy the wand too. The one with the wand said, "No, I said safe, not unsafe." And he appears right in front of the field, and 43 racing chamber pots just. You're down to 4. The other 4 of them are someplace safe. You appear under a bridge. Poof. You look around, it still smells the same, it's still the same city, and as you look around behind you, there is a huge troll sitting on a rock under the bridge with his hands on his chin. I don't get many visitors.
We don't visit many people.
I guess not. You wanna pull some people off the bridge and eat them?
We were actually headed to the palace to eat the king and queen.
Oh. If I threw you there, I could tie a string to you and it would pull me, and then I want to go to the palace.
You can come with us.
Got some string?
Sure. I think I do.
Or something? Anybody to tie the 4 of you to this thing so we can break some physics.
We'll use the large coat.
You just bundle you all up. I love it. Yep. Just
string. You can give
tie the arms, tie the bottom, squeeze the neck. You guys all crawl in. You squeeze the neck shut. The troll. Sorry, go ahead. Some goblins. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying, some other ideas. If you wanted to, give him glasses so he might be able to see a bit further.
Yes.
Just some stuff like that.
Whatever you can think of. You're going to the castle, though, are you? To go and eat the royal family? All right, yep. I love it. Eat the rich. Anarchy. So yes, you do so. So that is a jacket. That is. You want to use the glasses too?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the glasses. That is your second. Do you have 2 cunning plans? You do now.
No.
No. Take 2 for a cunning plan as well. That's 4 dice. These are particularly smart goblins. So roll 4 dice. I'm gonna actually roll. Okay. Roll 2 more for the troll helping you. Okay, so that's 3 successes. Now I am going to roll for the Palace Guard trying to defend against the airborne attack. And I'm going to use 3 of those, so that gives me 6. 3 and 3. So, fling! And the coat starts to come unbuttoned. The troll gets caught up in the belt like he planned, but unlike the troll's mind, physics actually works, and the belt just snaps and leaves the troll standing under the bridge. He's like, oh, poop. But that redirects you, so the net result is 0 successes. So no damage, but no successes either. Instead of flying towards the castle, you go straight up, because the rope breaker goes boom, and it fires you straight up. And as the jacket opens up and rips all of its seams, you come down like 4 big sloppy drops of rain on top of the bridge. You look up at an approaching conga line and a tiny dog. So, for all intents and purposes, the party is together again for the first time in 40 minutes. Always split the party. Always split the party. That way you get to tell multiple stories.
Yep.
You guys get to the bridge. In the very center of the bridge, a visage of terror. It's about that tall. It's missing 1 ear. It's got an eye patch. It's white, it's furry, and it's got a katana. It's a rabbit. Its maw is covered in blood, and it wears around its waist a black belt. It's chewing tobacco, and as you the whole conga line kind of goes dun 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 dun, and stops with 1 foot in the air. And the rabbit goes, "Foo-loo-loo, wah wah wah," and draws the sword. What do you do?
I want to try this so badly.
Then do it. Then you go first.
Go.
Yep.
Stinky Feet's gonna take the top hat and just slam it in.
Absolutely. Try and put the rabbit back in the hat. Absolutely. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go around and get one idea that everybody has. We're going to do that as a scene, like a little mini blap. We'll put them together, and we're going to do it like that. So you're going to try and put the rabbit in the top hat. Gotcha. Who wants to go next? Seeing that that's what goblins are going to do, what are more goblins and some goblins going to do?
I'm going to chuck a trained hedgehog underneath the hat.
Okay, trained in what way? Like a ninja hedgehog?
Well, it's trained in quotation marks, so it's
Yeah, so-
not a trained hedgehog at all.
Oh no! See, I took that to mean it can be trained to be whatever you want it to be.
Oh, okay. Then it's a very sweet hedgehog. It talks about people's feelings. It's trained in psychology.
Oh, it's a Oh, I love it. Oh, yes. Which brings us to some goblins out in the sun, probably starting to burn.
See,
Like the
problem is
Scottish,
when-
not good in the light.
when our explosive expert begins to kind of lose it just a little bit.
Yeah. Those explosives are not stable in sunlight
There's a
either.
few
So
things
yeah.
that make him happy.
Yeah.
So what has already been prepared is he is wearing the slightly squished top hat, but what he has not told anybody is his the top of his head is hot enough that it has actually lit the fuses underneath the top hat.
Absolutely. Okay.
So
All you have to do is think. It just creates too much heat and sets off an explosion. Okay.
So he is prepared to, well, attempt to duel off against this rabbit, but his plan is, instead of drawing the katana, he's going to throw his hat like a like a frisbee. But the problem is the fuses are already lit, so this is, he's. I wouldn't say he's trying not to die, but at the same time, I don't know how much effort he's actually putting into that.
Yes, this is an excellent time to do one of those. So yeah, that's like 4 dice. Okay, so You guys are all gonna. I've just decided you're all gonna roll as a pool, and then the rabbit is gonna roll against that with one counter roll to see how much of it they can counter. So, you tell me. Top hat. Trying to slime him under the top hat. Anything else? That's at least 2 dice there.
So it's the top hat.
No, I'm gonna start with. Actually, let's start with
Somebody
goblins because there's a finger in here. Yes.
Oh, yep.
So
no,
you
I was
had.
trying to keep count.
So you've got the hedgehog. No, that's no. You did the top hat, and what else? He's
Just,
gonna top hat him. Okay, so 2 dice from you, and then under the top hat, as you slam it down, this hedgehog with a monocle and a leather-bound book dives underneath. That's and also we're gonna use. So you, I also need 2 from more goblins. And then the top hat with explosives and a willingness to die. I need 4 from some goblins.
Because it is a drive, is that 2 dice or 1?
Oh, that's 2. So 5 from some goblins. That's only 3 successes. Oh dear.
It's the Wednesday curse. It's fine. Don't talk about it. Don't ask about it either.
yeah.
Exactly 3 successes. Oh, so perfect. And everything gets burned up when it gets used, so I apologize in advance for what is about to happen. Your top hat comes down, the rabbit's just whoosh, and it's cut in half. Your hedgehog runs up, whoosh, it's cut in half. I'll just leave that there. The other top hat comes swirling in and starts to explode, and the rabbit just pulls off his eye patch and stretches it out into a shield and redirects the explosion around both sides of him, winks at you with the ruined eye underneath, puts the patch back on, looks up and says, "My turn." Next round. They don't get to roll. You get this. The only way you guys do damage is if you fail. And so far, everybody's succeeded. Everybody's been balanced out, but you've succeeded.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna take the rusted saw.
Okay.
I'm gonna tape the sort of keys all around the sort of edges.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take a suspicious quantity of dynamite and I'm gonna slowly lit them one by one and I'm gonna make a giant Beyblade of death.
Okay. Spinning, exploding, spewing, fire spewing. Yes, door opening saw of death. Absolutely. That's going to be 4 dice when we get around to that. To add to that, yes, you see the machine of death being built, that somebody has decided to take this very seriously next. So that's already 4. Who's going next? Goblins, yes.
So our trained hedgehog, who is trained in multiple forms of taekwondo,
Okay, yeah.
whatever, is going
Enough
to
of that
use
philosophy shit. Let me kick his ass.
the brick in a sock, the keys, and the dynamite
Okay. Oh, wow.
in whatever ninja fashion they need.
Absolutely. So that's going to be, that's 5 dice. Absolutely. Some goblins, not to be outdone. This rabbit made a mockery of your exploding head. Well, pardon me. No, it's worse than that. The hat's gone. The explosion didn't work, and now everybody can see that goblin is bald.
Goblin.
I mean, all goblins are bald, but this one's got an issue with it. So he's doing this.
Okay.
And some comes down and getting an eye.
Oh.
Next. Some goblins. What are you doing? Remember, you got mayhems too. Anybody can steal. What is it over there now? 5 dice?
Oh, yeah.
This is getting stupid. Let's make it 6 dice. I mean, there's no way that this didn't draw attention. So we're up to 6 dice. Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yes.
You would think that he would have given up because his hat has exploded and he is, the one there. But what he's going to do instead is he's going to take a sock with a brick in it. He's going to jump on top of this, spinning top of death, and he's going to make it spin even faster. Because he's going to be causing as much mayhem as he can.
Oh, you're going to
Or
mayhem.
the conga line, but there is going to be, collateral damage on this one.
Oh, you still have a conga line. Oh,
They're
the
getting
conga
used
line
to somehow.
whips out roller skates and starts to whip out in the parking lot at the end of the bridge. So that last dwarf and the lines go whoa, like 90 kilometers an hour. It is just getting ready to get released. You, as he goes whistling by, you hand him the rock and a sock, and they let him go. You're unleashing mayhem, are you?
Yes.
On the rabbit? Okay. And you just hear as this dwarf-shaped streak just flies up the bridge and hammers into this. So that is, that's all. So that, yeah. So, wow. Let's have some rolls. I need 4 from more goblins, 5 from goblins, and
It's
2,
5 plus a sock
8,
plus a thing,
9.
7, 8, 9.
9 from goblins. Yeah. And I only get to roll back with what he's got. I don't get to steal any from the pot. Wow. So that's 6, 7, 8, and 9. He's only got 8 dice. 2 successes. Oh. Oh. The saw just digs into him. It all goes into slow motion. The saw starts eating him and opening up parts of him that were mechanical and turning bits off. And then the saw explodes, taking off his entire left arm and chest area. Moments later, the hedgehog hits him in the neck from the other side. And all you hear is, all that training, I'm going for the throat. And he starts chewing on the rabbit's jugular vein. More dynamite goes off. The rabbit's right arm and chest is now gone. It's just a head, a little bit of spine, and some torso, which gets hit at 90 kilometers an hour by that's 55 miles an hour for our American friends, by a drunk dwarf swinging a rock and a sock at that particular moment, and you generated 6 successes. Wow. You just poof. And it's actually not that horrendous, because the only thing you can see is just little fluff of white fur drifting away on the wind.
Bang is gonna shout out, "We did it!"
All of these are gone. I get 2 more, because there's always at least 2 in the suspicion pool. As you stand on the bridge, the rabbit collapses to the ground, and at the far side of the bridge you see, you must not be done yet. I've run out of paper. You must not be done yet, because on the far end of the bridge there is a headless horse blocking the way off the bridge. And you hear behind him the haberdashers, the elven haberdashers, go, "You get him, man!" That's right. This is a headless horse man. His name is Man, so he is the headless horse man. He's got a thing about orcs, but you're not orcs, you're goblins. He's going to trample you. He looks like a centaur without a person on the front. He is undead, absolutely positively. He is, through his little neck hole, he's snorting and pawing the ground like a bull. The remains of you. How many are there left? There's 4 goblins,
Yeah,
and the other 2 are still at 6, right?
So.
Okay. So, the headless horse man charges across the bridge. You're laughing. I'll give you a minute. Who goes first this time? Goblins this time. You've been out in the sun a long time. What do you do?
Yeah.
I was going to say he
So-
says something, but through what?
I mean, it doesn't matter. He's speaking who knows what. We're listening to him. We probably can understand. Who knows? Oh, dear.
It never stopped from slow motion from the moment when the rabbit died. It's just boom, 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 boom. I decided to stack
all of
bad
the
guys at the end of
goblins
this one.
having
Why not?
tumbled out of their trench coat
Yep.
The brain's looking
Goat's
up
gone,
and seeing this new issue,
Yeah.
looks down at the book and realizes what it was. It is what's left of a book about, particularly about the undead.
Yes, it is.
So, pulling out the glasses that he stole from somewhere that just so happened to be just right that he can read.
Yep.
And
Undead
unfortunately, I
equines,
don't know
in
if they're
fact,
going
is
to
what it's
survive.
called. Real niche market.
Yeah, kind of weird.
That's 2 extra dice so far.
So he's finding out that, their sight isn't that good.
Considering they don't
So
have any
the
eyes.
best
Yep.
bet
Good call.
is to attempt to vault over it, but to mess with its perception of what's going on.
Yep.
So before the goblins leave the ground, they're going to release a whole bunch of bees so that they run into something.
Oh, I hope this works because I have a horrible image. Give me, yeah, that's okay. That's bees.
That's a dead good plan.
That's bees, stolen
That's a dead
glasses,
good plan.
and a book
That is
with
a dead
missing
good plan.
pages as of
So,
now.
yep. If it fails, you'll get to roll again. So that was we got you to up to 4, right? Yeah. So
Oh no,
So
cunning
that's
plan.
a
Sorry.
the cunning plan. Okay, so that's an extra 2. So that gets you 6. Holy crap. Okay, yeah. This is the second boss. This is it. You guys are actually saving the city from the creatures that were left over from the attacks from the last groups of orcs. They had rebuilt the city, but there were a few wandering monsters left, and you guys are now taking them out. This is what's happening here. So, goblins, what are you doing? So everything you got left. If there's stuff left on that list you haven't used, figure out how
Yeah.
to use it.
So we also have our book.
Yep.
Is it the other half?
I think it is.
You guys. Oh.
And since we also have our wig and dog on a string and a fish.
Yep.
So
Oh, go full Picasso and walk your fish.
we,
You can. The fish has legs. It is a Dr. Seuss fish with legs now. If you want it.
so Stinky Pete's gonna use the wig,
Yep.
riding on the fish, and doing whatever spell in a I don't want to die, but I might die in this.
Okay.
I mean,
yep.
if you need a spell, I have a wand if you want to use it.
There's already 7 dice getting rolled there. So we're up to 13 dice so far against the headless horse, Norm. More goblins. What are you doing?
Oh no. Alright, so I'm gonna summon the bees and I'm gonna take out my very specific wand, which is the wand of bee buffness. If I can buff any bee
Yep.
and so it's
Yep.
like I can buff the bees in the area, so I buff them all up and I
Yep.
give the
You get
main
2 for
bee
that
a
instead of
top
just
hat
1.
and the stolen glasses
Oh.
and a soiled wig.
Oh. 7. Yes.
And he's gonna be
this,
the hero to save the day.
this is the best way to end this game. Just to make it fun, all 3 of you roll 7 dice each. And this is the last roll. So one of you who hasn't rolled, never mind. I was going to say one of you who hasn't. Somebody rolled a 2 in the suspicion pool. Somebody mayhem on top of whatever they did.
Okay.
5, 6,
I don't
7,
know.
8 so far. Actually, 2 of you that haven't. Go ahead. So the 2 of you that haven't mayhemmed yet, give me 2 more dice each. Okay. Wow. 7, 8, 9, 9 successes. Wow. Okay.
This is real.
4 successes. Okay. So, all of that. You guys unleash everything. You just start dumping the bags. Each of you guys have got this communal bag full of stuff, and you're literally just throwing everything at the bag, too. And the horse that cannot see and cannot hear and cannot bite and cannot do anything just starts. There's bees going down the throat hole. There's bees going down the breathing hole. There's bees going in between the ribs and the undeadness. There's By the time it gets to you, there are several bees' nests inside, including some very nice horse honey. And it just, as it gets to you, just sort of and just turns to dust and falls to powder on the bridge in front of you. There's a moment of complete silence. This 16 of you standing on the bridge. In the back you hear 16 goblins, and that's all I can sing. And then you hear applause and cheering and huzzahs and I want to buy those people a drink. And from both sides of the bridge, the haberdashers, the sword masters, the flower sellers, the zoo people, the gnomes, the dwarves, the criminals from the warrens, all the workers from the wharf side, the guild of machinists, the grey district, the garrison soldiers, even the royal family can be seen standing on the ridge of their castle. The giant church, the only thing that they never managed to fix. It is a parsnip of multiple block proportions that has been hollowed out and is a church of Bel Og Karuk. Every face in this city is turned towards you, and they are all cheering and clapping and using the word heroes. A man in a long robe approaches you with a quill and a scroll and says, "Can I get you to pose for the statue?" Goblins. How do you respond? There's only 4 of you left.
All right, we know you, Queen.
Excellent. Can you just... And he starts posing you on the bridge. And he starts off trying to order you by height, but you're all goblin height, so that's not going to work. So yeah, the other 12 more goblins. How do you respond? The crowd is going nuts.
We're gonna...
Heroes.
Thing is gonna like stand up straighter, and then he's gonna grab like something random out of his pocket. We don't have much else,
Yep.
and he's gonna slam it on the ground and go scatter, and they all run away.
The most goblin response ever. Yeah. Here's fame and fortune. Nope, I'm out. And yeah, bam! You slap like a bronze coin. It's not even It's not even like a real coin. It's a fake. You just slam that on the ground, hoping it will distract everyone because it's kind of sparkly, and you just. As you do, you notice they open gaps for you to pass through, and you hear things like, "You can steal cakes from my house anytime. Hope you guys stay. Hey, we'll clean the sewers out for you." Do you keep running? You just keep fleeing? Okay. Which brings us to some goblins. Above ground. As far as you know, these people have never even seen goblins before. Even most goblins haven't seen goblins before, considering we invented them 2 hours ago. But they are calling you heroes. You look down, there's some blistering starting, like you've been out in the sun for a couple hours now. The sunglasses are helping, but...
We only have 2 pair.
Yeah. See, I had envisioned that they took them all, so one of them was wearing huge glasses, and then they were all...
That works. So I guess what you'll notice is there was kind of, I don't want to say a disagreement, but there was definitely a split at some point, likely when the more goblins.
Yeah.
So Stab and actually kind of the leader Globinate are nowhere to be seen right now.
Okay.
Because they've kind of made their way actually under the bridge and across.
Okay. Yeah.
Because particularly the cook has a something to do here.
Yes.
The other four are kind of the only way to just really describe is kind of like shell shocked a little bit. So like as much as the blister is gonna be really bad tomorrow, but they're kind of just following along with what the guy's saying.
And
The other
people
two
are
were kind
handing
of
them
more.
drinks and just like drinks
Although
in
the
both
cleric is
hands
definitely
and
professing stuff,
yeah.
but
So what?
probably
what
false,
mission,
but it's fine.
Yeah. What mission needs to get accomplished before this is done? For your group?
The two that went off are well, need to go deliver that guy's lunch over at the haberdasher, not
Okay,
realizing
yeah.
that he's more than likely in the back of the group or like underneath something.
Actually, as you head into the haberdasher's row area, your buddy is being carried down the street on the shoulder of two elven tailors, and he's got like double a handful of lembas. And he just crumbs everywhere, and they're just like, goblins. It's actually goblins. Yeah, goblins. They're not getting it.
I throw a fish at him. That was his lunch. That's the reason we never used the fish.
Oh, and he puts it in lembas and folds it up around it so it's like that shape around a meat product. And one of the elves said, "You should have this," and sprinkles some lettucey stuff and some sauce on the top. I feel like we should name this something. Oh well, all in one bite, it's gone. Any other missions that anybody had to accomplish in this city? No.
Oh,
Those that stayed are taken on a drinking spree to end all drinking sprees. They do make a statue of all of you, even the ones that fled. So 6 of them, the faces are kind of, as remembered, not posed for. But a position will always be open. And in fact, a position now exists in Freeburg for all future games. Minister of Goblins. And it is open to any of the people who match the description of the people in that statue that now occupies and is really kind of annoying because it's right in the middle of the only bridge. And with that, we will drop the curtain on what I knew was going to be a really interesting and twisted version of Havoc Brigade with no orcs in it. And we got to turn our goblins into heroes, and I am so happy. So now we get to the fun bit, the thank yous. That was 1 hour and 7 minutes. Man, we get a lot done in a short period of time. But I need to thank these amazing people who came with me on the ride tonight. Oh, thank you so much, Jellycat. Thank you. You made a special mask to come and play with us. Thank you so much for gobbling out with us this evening. I hope you had fun.
I did. It's
Excellent.
always so much fun being here.
I appreciate you coming anytime. There's lots more stuff coming up. Nick, Goblins, invented on the spur of the moment and then thrown into the game. Thank you. I appreciate every time you come here. And I really appreciate what you're doing for those new players too, because I know it wasn't that long ago you were a new player yourself. So I appreciate the heck out of what you're doing. Thank you so much for all of that. And Sans, I love watching your face every time we do one of these because you spend the whole time just and I love it. It is such a perfect you get into these so deeply and so wonderfully. Thank you so much for coming with. So creative, so much fun. Thank you all of you. Thank you to the people in chat. There was some new names there tonight. Thank you. There was even a sub. I don't know what to make with that, but thank you so much for that, Drakaloo. Appreciate the heck out of that. And everybody that watched tonight, thank you. We're in double digits again for viewers. So thank all of those folks. And in about a week's time, it will be up on YouTube, Dirty 20 Gaming over there. You can see it there as well. Also, if you missed some previous stuff, if you just started with us, all the previous ones of these are over there too, plus all the Corsairs of Cosmos, which is pretty much equally silly. The Timely Interventions, which is not silly at all. And if you really, really feel the need to weep, there's 30-something episodes of Ironsworn over there in a co-op story mode that will crush your soul and make you not go to work tomorrow. But with that, as always, end the night with this. Please be nice to each other. Good night.